You ever notice how everybody on social media suddenly becomes a crypto expert right after Bitcoin jumps 10%? They're like, bro, I told you to buy. No, you didn't, Jerome. You were too busy buying AirPods on Afterpay. But here's the real deal. Owning 0.1 of a Bitcoin could put you ahead of most of the planet. Not a whole coin, not 10, just a tenth. And I know that sounds crazy, but stay tuned, because by the end of the video, you're either gonna start stacking sats or start regretting that daily DoorDash habit. Welcome back to the Financial Watchman, where we protect your money like it's your grandma's secret recipe. Today we're diving into one of the most underrated numbers in finance, 0.1 Bitcoin. The number that doesn't sound like much, until you realize the math behind it might make you rethink your entire wealth strategy. Because some of y'all think diversification means having Robinhood and Coinbase. I'm not judging, but I'm judging. So what is it about the math that would blow your mind? Alright, let's nerd out real quick. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. That's it. No stimulus package, no money printer, no, oops, I printed too much like the Fed at 3 a.m. Now divide that by 8 billion people, you get 0.0026 Bitcoin per person. So if you own 0.1 Bitcoin, congratulations, you're holding roughly 40 people's share of digital gold. You're basically a mini Federal Reserve, except your balance sheet actually balances. And here's where it gets funny. Most people won't ever touch 0.1 Bitcoin because they keep waiting for the perfect entry price. Meanwhile, inflation's out here eating their savings like Pac-Man on Adderall. Real quick, if you're learning something and laughing at the same time, that's the sweet spot. Smash that like button so YouTube knows you prefer education with seasoning. Drop your Bitcoin prediction in the comments and subscribe before your money inflates faster than a college kid's ego after buying one share of Tesla. So let's look into why 0.1 Bitcoin is a flex. Picture this. Bitcoin hits $500,000. 0.1 Bitcoin equals $50,000. That's 1/10 of a coin, the same way your gym membership is 1/10 of your commitment level. Imagine explaining to your kids that you skipped brunch in 2025 and accidentally paid for their college tuition. Now picture the other scenario. You didn't buy. 5 years later, you're watching CNBC like, if I had just bought $300 worth back then. My brother, in finance, that's not a thought. That's a haunting. At the same time, everybody else is having FOMO like a You see, the average person ignores opportunities because they come disguised as patience. Everybody wants instant success, but nobody wants consistent discipline. That's like planting a mango tree and yelling at it because it didn't turn into a smoothie in 3 weeks. The people who win aren't the ones who time the market. It's the ones who stay in the game. While everyone else is chasing hype coins named after zoo animals, you're quietly stacking something finite. And when Dogecoin 14 crashes, you'll still have an asset. They'll have a meme and a lesson. What about the psychology of scarcity? Let's be real. The only reason most folks don't buy Bitcoin is because it doesn't feel tangible. You can't touch it, park it, or flex it in a selfie. Meanwhile, they'll buy $1,000 phones to scroll TikToks about being broke. You're using a $1,200 device to argue with strangers about the cost of eggs. Priorities, my guy. Scarcity is what gives things value. Gold is valuable because it's rare. Bitcoin is valuable because it's mathematically limited. Your time is valuable because you keep wasting it watching videos like this instead of acting on it. Kidding. Kind of. So what's the Watchman's take? The truth is, you don't need to be a millionaire to think like one. You just need to act early while everyone else is doubting. Owning 0.1 Bitcoin doesn't make you rich today. It makes you prepared for tomorrow. Because when the world finally realizes Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, it's gonna be like trying to buy beachfront property after the beach is gone. You can't FOMO your way into wealth. That's like trying to catch a flight after takeoff with good intentions. So maybe the question isn't should you buy Bitcoin? Maybe it's will you regret not owning at least a piece? Because one day people might look at zero point 0.1 Bitcoin the same way they look at a dollar Apple stock from the 1980s, with deep sigh and a glass of cheap wine. And that's your cue to think. This is the Financial Watchman, reminding you to take care of your money today so it could take care of you tomorrow. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It's not financial advice, and it's not a call to buy Bitcoin. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. I am the Financial Watchman, and I'm signing out. Bye-bye, y'all.